Previously at Apeiron.
And research shows that the conscious mind contributes 5%, but the subconscious mind contributes 95% of your individual success. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you want different results, right, you must reprogram your subconscious mind. Back to Apeiron, where we believe there's no limitation to what God has placed in the inside of you. My name is Newman Nasser, and today I'm here to remind you that to him who believes, nothing is impossible. Now, to start off, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered if you really have what it takes to become successful? And if the answer is yes, today the message for you. So I'm going to be sharing 8 clear signs that you are on your way to success. And if you see yourself even with just one of them, you're already ahead of the game. And if not, you have to start building them today. I always tell you, success is not a mistake and it leaves clues. What that means, we can observe a man and predict the outcome of his wonderful. Before I dive in, allow me go ahead and request you to subscribe to this channel and kindly turn on the notification bell. So every click or every subscription helps us to reach more people with a message of hope, faith, growth, and success. So please, I know there's quite a number of people in this wonderful world that are looking for a video like this to start their journey to success. So do not forget to subscribe, and if possible, kindly share as well. All right, so now let's start. First, let's be real. You don't need to be a psychologist, a psychic, a life coach, or a prophet to actually recognize whether someone is on track. And this is because success leaves clues. It is in the little choices that are always made by that particular person. I'm going to give you just a couple of them, like a choice to be late, blaming traffic, living in disorganization, being in shows, but never learning, starting up things, but never finishing. All these are clues that can give us an idea, or at least put us in a position where we can predict the outcome of that wonderful person. Now, I know this because I've been there. Trust me. I have been there. But when I started to shift in my habits, even the small things began to matter. Everything began to change. That's why these 8 signs of success actually do matter. They are practical. They'll show you where you actually start. So you're going to be learning where exactly you're standing. So let's deep dive into the signs. Number 1, you're obsessed with personal growth. One of the ardent signs of people that are going to be successful in life is that they are interested in personal development. And like one man put it, he says that school education will earn you a job, but personal growth or personal development will help you attain purpose, but also make you make a fortune. And Alvin Toffler talked it up, and he said that in the 21st century, an illiterate man will not be him who can't read or write, but it will be him who cannot unlearn to relearn, or unlearn to learn and relearn. That's what Alvin Toffler tells us. Personal development is the key, is one of the ultimate keys to success. Very powerful. So people who are obsessed with personal development always end up becoming very successful. So when I speak of personal development, what exactly do I mean? I mean reading. Always listening to motivational messages, faith messages. It could be sermons. It could be learning, watching different podcasts about different stuff. So it's a continuous journey of learning. And do you know what happens as someone consistently begin to take the journey of learning on a daily basis? What will happen? It begins to shape their mentality. It begins to shape their skills. It begins to open up their mindset. And on a daily basis, even if it just takes 15 minutes every day, that 15 minutes taken consistently can change your future. So the thing is here, you cannot out-earn what you know. So that means there's a direct correlation between how much you have grown to how much you're earning. Your future can only grow as you grow. So the degree to which you have become will determine, number one, how much you're able to earn. So what I'm saying is here, if you are going to be attracting different results, there's a need for you to engage in personal development. And not just engage, but become obsessed by becoming a different person. Study about health. Get a book. Begin to listen to a podcast about how to build a business, how to build a social media platform, how to manage a social media platform, how to become effective, how to increase your effectiveness in the workplace, in the marketplace. How do you attract money? Information is available. So it's up to you. So now I'm calling upon you today. If you don't see this sign in your life, there's a problem already. Because there are two choices. You're either growing or dying, and choose life. Personal development. That's number one. Number two, one of the signs of success, people that are on the journey to success, they take full responsibility over their lives. They don't blame the government. They don't blame President Trump. They don't blame Africa. They do not blame anyone. Why? Nobody owes you nothing. Nothing, not even your parents. You are responsible for your life. And I'm going to put it like the wonderful man, the wonderful man put it. He said, you are the architect of your life. I know that some people have hurt you. I know that perhaps maybe you were born in disadvantage. And the truth is here, we don't choose where we are born, but we are responsible for the outcome or how our lives turn out. We don't choose who our parents are. We don't choose to be born in certain places. We don't choose certain situations. Yes, I know that quite a number of people hurt you, but the truth is here. You have to take responsibility of your life and not blame anybody. Your ex has nothing to do with your future. Like the wonderful man, Apostle Grace, always says, nobody has a vote on your destiny. Nobody, apart from the God who created you. So the thing is here, people who are going to be successful always take full responsibility over their lives. They do not blame anyone. They don't blame games. Because the thing is here, once you start to blame, you start to become lame. By blaming people, you give away the power to shift or change. Your life with God's help is your responsibility. This is a powerful one. Ownership unlocks breakthrough. You begin to break through as you are actually taking ownership. Yes, I know it's a messy financial situation, but the reality is you are responsible for that mess. So what do you need to do? To own up, man up, woman up, whatever it is, you got to take full responsibility of your life. And I have one for you before I leave. No Savior is coming. That was one of the wake-up calls that I've ever received, especially in this wonderful year. No Savior is coming. No Savior is coming. It is your responsibility to make a choice to turn your life around. Every successful person that you know in this world has had a bit of tough time. Some of them come from the worst places. Some of them come from terrible backgrounds. But guess what? They've been able to make it. There are people that have been born in war zones that have made it. There are people that have been born in disadvantaged places. If you study people like Napoleon here, if you are an ardent student of people like Napoleon here, part of his story is that growing up, there was no sign of success around him. Napoleon Hill, you study Oprah Winfrey. I want you to study a lady called Joyce Meyer. The terrible situation she was able to go through, but guess what? She was able to arise, take full responsibility with the knowledge that if I have God, my life is going to be able to get better. And if I make the right choices, if I pick up, if I stay away from the blame game. Now, mostly, many of us are bound in blaming people. Your boss is the problem. Everyone else is a problem apart from you. Today, I want you to torch yourself. Put a torch in yourself. Put a torch in your heart. Put a torch in your habits. Put a torch in your habits. And let me tell you something. Like I said, ownership unlocks breakthrough. So I'm going to be going to number 3. It's called integrity. The ability to keep a promise to yourself. And I think one of the principles that helped me shift in my life was a quotation from a woman called Terry Savelle Foy. My goodness. She said that how you do one thing is how you do everything. It shifted. Literally, there are some things I would just do. Sometimes I procrastinate. Some things I just do for the sake. I don't put my heart. That shifted. When I make a promise to myself, I want to follow through. Following through builds consistency. Following through results into success. If you continue to break the promises, the little promises you make to yourself, you weaken. You weaken. Self-belief is built in the ability to fulfill promises to yourself. What I'm talking about, if you say that today is a Saturday and every morning on Saturday I wake up at 5 exactly and I run to the gym, read a book, listen to something, do my meditation and whatever it could be. It could be one thing. Keep that promise to yourself. If you say that I have to follow through, let your word mean something to you. And that's how we build character. That's why I love the journey of transformation, because in there, it's not in what we are able to actually achieve, not really, but who we become in the process. We build integrity, we build character, we build capacity, and that's what makes you stand out amidst many. So just a reminder to you, the ability to keep promises to yourself. Normally, when I'm working with people in my coaching classes, I always give them small actions to take. And I always tell them that if we're going to build character, you must stand up. You're going to be able to go through. I understand it was a busy day. You still have no excuse not to keep a promise to yourself. And I want to tell you something. Success starts or begins with trusting yourself. Success begins with trusting yourself. If you cannot trust yourself, nobody is going to trust you. If you don't trust yourself, if you can't keep promises to yourself, no one is going to trust you. And every successful person that you have ever seen, it is because they have been able to keep the promises consistently for a given period of time to themselves, and that has resulted into success. So if you're a kind of person who keeps promises to yourself, this evening I'm going to a date, I'm going to be in bed, I'm going to be running maybe 10 miles or whatever, that's a sign you're headed on your way to success. Number 4, the value for your environment, or you value your environment. The thing is here, cluttered space is equal to cluttered vision. That's something you should know. Cluttered space is equal to cluttered vision. Number 2, vague environments will help you produce vague results. Build spaces and so people who are successful have a tendency of building spaces and circles that reflect their future and not their past. So if you see yourself, if you see this in your life, you value your environment, you value your friends, you value the people you work with, you are conscious of who actually enters your circle, that's a huge sign that you're going to be successful. Because part of what limits people is the environment. You can never outgrow your environment. You need someone from a different space. So what I'm trying to say is that maybe, just maybe, if you don't see this trait in your life, it's time to break that circle. I know you love them, yes, but the ultimate question is here. How has your life turned out by reason of loving them? I know you honor them. You're always around people who are negative. You're always around detractors. You're always around people who are ideally talking about things that do not align to your vision. That's a sign of unseriousness, because successful people take charge of their lives. They are responsible. They are cautious of who enters the circle. Everything around them reflects what they believe. Because I tell you, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Who is around you is a reflection of what you believe. Who is around you, who speaks to you, is a reflection of what you believe. How do you expect to become successful? By having men that have no direction, women that have no direction in your life. So this is a wake-up call to you, my brother, my sister, and wherever you are. Maybe it's time for you to break that circle. Let's go to number 5. This is a great sign. People who are on their way to success are always filled with faith, and they are future focused. This is a wonderful one. They always think about the future. And most of the people that are on their way to failure are always caught up in the past or in the now. I'm going to give you an example. Like in the assumption that you're on the journey of climbing the financial ladder on your way to independence, part of the mentalities that a man ought to carry is that when money comes into your pocket, you know that this money carries a dimension of it that is the future. And this money has to be. So statistics have proven that people who have attained financial freedom and independence and stability have a mentality, a certain way they think about money. They are always future-centric. When they see money, they see the future. When they see money, they see a seed. And statistics has also proven that broke people are always having one challenge with the mindset. It's that they are stuck in the past and in the now. So that means there's no delayed gratification. When they get money, because they are not future focused, they are going to eat that money right now. They want to fulfill their desires right now. They want to, everything is now and the past, and there's no aspect of the future. So today, if you're the kind of person that writes down your goals, speaks life over yourself, if you're the kind of person that practices visualization, your focus fuels your future, and your faith carries you there. The thing is here, you cannot go where you don't see. A very powerful one. So there's always that focus on the future, because it's painted. The successful people or people who are on their way to success have a tendency of focusing on the future. Regardless of what happens, they stick to faith. They speak life. In the midst of tyranny, terrible situation, they still come out and speak life. I know this has happened, but the present and the past do not define me. I walk by faith. and I refuse to see anything that does not align to the vision I carry in my heart. I choose to consider nothing else but the vision that I see ahead of me. That's how successful people think. And if that's a trait that you have, I can tell you a lot about this, because I think this is one of the laws that have powerfully worked in my life. Going through different circumstances, especially in the place of building, but to wake up every day and say, no matter what, I still see the future. The future is brilliant. I know I'm going places. I know I'm going to make it. I was born to be a success. I'm anointed to be a success. There's just something about me that is going all over the world. It's because of that there's a focus onto the future, regardless of the present.